you how you can prioritize emails using Matrix. So let's just say you're inside Outlook. One of the things you can do is if you get an email from a client and you want to make sure that you prioritize that and delegate it to other people. So you simply go to the add-in right here and then choose Matrix Turn Emails into Tasks. This is our Outlook extension in order to take an email and be able to prioritize it and organize it and be able to set a due date and so on. So simply click that option and then choose Prioritize Email. When you do that, on the right-hand side, you get this option here to convert this email into a task. One of the things you're able to do with Matrix is actually you can customize the item name, but then you can actually also organize it into specific projects. For example, you may have different clients or different categories of tasks you may have to do. And then not only that, you can choose what quadrant it goes in. Matrix uses what's called the Eisenhower matrix, which means it helps you prioritize by putting things into different buckets. For example, quadrant 1 might be important and urgent. Quadrant 2 might be important but not urgent, and so on. And so let's just say this email is important and urgent, so I put here in the top left. This is related to client A, so I choose that as my project. And then I can actually assign it to an external I can assign it to a coworker as well. So for example, I want to assign to Remy, and then I'm going to say this is due in 2 weeks. And when I click capture here, this converts that email into a task. And as you can see, the right-hand side here will now convert it into an item detail. And so this is a task inside Matrix. You can see the information it belongs in, the client, the task, the owner, and so on. Now, one of the things that's really useful about Matrix is the ability to set reminders. So I'm going to go ahead and say remind everyone weekly. So now I can ensure that this email is top of mind for all the people involved. Remy is the owner of the task. He'll get a notification, but then me as a follower of the task will also get update as well. Remy and I can actually have a conversation inside Matrix to talk about everything that's relevant to this particular task for the client without having to send emails back and forth. Now, Remy actually can access the email through the email file that's uploaded in the resources section. So he's able to open this email and be able to see the documents as well as anything that's relevant without having access to the email initially. And then the notes section also captures some of that information as well. So this is an example of being able to take an email, prioritize it, set a due date, and put it into the appropriate context. Now, let's just say that you get an email, but you already have a task that's open for it. So what you want to do is maybe you want to attach the email to an existing task. Well, Matrix allows you to do that by going to turn email into task, but then now instead of choosing prioritize email, you choose open Matrix. When you click open Matrix, you're able to search for the item name. So let's just say you might have an existing item. Well, you simply search for it, and actually you can go and hover over that item and then choose attach. So now what that does is it takes the email and attaches to an existing task. So as you can see now here in the resources section, I have attached multiple emails to the same task. With Matrix, you're also able to link other items, and so you can actually choose that some items belong with each other and be able to build dependencies, workflow, Gantt charts, or you can also link to external resources, maybe various websites, or other resources that are relevant. And so you can actually have all of that linked together into one central place, including your OneDrive, including your Office documents, and so on. And so Matrix is able to give you all the context for a task in one central place. The chat section is where you can communicate with others within the context of this task. And again, also a place where you're able to send commands, but also have conversations, give feedback, and so on and so on. Now, one of the things you can also do with Matrix is that if you get an email, and let's just say if you're on the phone, the mobile device, or you want to forward the email to Matrix, you can simply click forward, and then you can actually type your inbox address. So every person in Matrix, every user has an inbox address. And so for me, for example, on my mobile device, on my Apple iPhone, I have an inbox that's saved as my contact, and I simply click forward and then I forward that email into Matrix, and I can actually even set commands here. I could say due in 2 weeks, remind me daily. And so now I can take any email from any device, forward it into Matrix, set due date, and then set a recurring reminder to ensure that I don't forget that email. Now, inside Outlook, you're able to access Matrix as an application on the left-hand side here. So if you click on more apps and add Pertimatrix, you can actually pin Pertimatrix here on the left-hand side and be able to access the entire Pertimatrix application. One of the things that makes Pertimatrix unique is the ability to create different projects. Those are the different contexts, right? So for example, it might be different clients, different initiative, different teams, et cetera, et cetera. And then within each of those, you can actually have the different quadrants here. So as you can see, in this particular case, I have the 4 quadrants, and I can actually go and organize and change and customize the name of my quadrants. And then I can actually prioritize within each of these quadrants as well. What's nice about this is that my coworkers can all go to the same project on their Pertimatrix and be on the exact same page as me as to what's important. And as you can see, I got that email that was converted into a task. It's due in 2 weeks. I can see this information here. I can see what quadrant it's in. And when I go to the resources section, I can see the actual emails. I can click on that to open it and so on. So with Pertimatrix, you're able to take any email, be able to convert it into a task, assign it to different people to ensure that that email would not get dropped. And by using our due date system, our reminder system, it becomes top of mind. When you do get notifications in Pertimatrix, it shows up here in the home section inside the application. So you're able to see, okay, these are the tasks that I have, these are the reminders I have, or these are the new tasks that's been assigned to me. Pertimatrix itself is a full-fledged application for projects and task management. And so what that means is that when you do use Pertimatrix, you're able to see everything regarding your projects, and you're also able to go to different types of views. So for example, if you don't want to use the quadrant view, you can go to the list view, you can go to the Kanban view, so you can see what are the tasks each person has that is to do, in progress, and been done. And you can also go to the calendar view to see what are the things that's coming up. And then you're also able to go to the timeline view to see what are the things that's coming up on a larger time scale. So Pertimatrix actually also has what's called workload management. So then you can actually see everyone's workload in the coming week. So then if you have different resources, different people, and you want to know what it is that's on their plates for the coming weeks, Pertimatrix gives you that full visibility.